Am I occupied in my mind? If I know I'm occupied in my mind, am I occupied in the mind? This thought popped up as I was thinking about the transparency as an important point of me being in the presence, and I was confirming from Tolle's video, The New Earth, when he was talking about the inner body sensation, pointing that's exactly the sense that I have, also developed by or confirmed by Anapana or Vipassana and my awakening experience. So it's lots of confirmation that I do when I live, and to be sincere and truthful, I check and verify, yet my mind may wander off, and then I revisit, clarify. It goes back and forth. But that process is the same as delusion to awakening or enlightenment. Without delusion, there's no enlightenment. So I'm confirming that, but still interests me a lot. And just continue this discussion about transparency. I was posting information on my reference materials, A New Hero's Journey. And then I realized about the quote by Nisargadatta. That's part of the additional resources I posted on the web. And there, Nisargadatta is talking about his awareness, being aware, saying that he's aware that he's aware. And it's getting very paradoxical experience, but the point is that he's not caught up in his mind, and he see him not caught up. In my case, I see me caught up to be awakened. So there seemed to be a little gap, but one of the quote he was talking about transcendence, and I checked my YouTube and I have the video on transcendence. That's the point of me being becoming object in my subjective experience. And it sounds very convoluted in this experience, but I was feeling as if I was a bird, or me in early age of 5 years old or something, and I could see through me how I'm experiencing it. So there's a certain object in my mind, but I can get into it. And that experience seemed to signify the point Nisargadatta was talking about. If you are aware, you can penetrate into the state of being, even if it's not within you, but you become the object. Object-subject relationship is transcended, so to speak. And I found his saying, the quote that I found is very enlightening, connected to my experience. So that is also confirming my passage, the process of my exploration of the spiritual path, the new hero's journey. Lots of confirmation, lots of awareness, and it goes with my being an aware state. and it's all good. Good in the sense of confirmation that seem to indicate that I'm on the right path, to the point that I understand or connect to their saying reflected in my experiences. So once I'm aware that I'm occupied in my mind, I'm not occupied in my mind. So that's the foundation that notices me astray, being astray, off the track. As soon as I find that, I get back on track to find true myself, true me. I am that. So a thought pops up here, which is, if I'm unaware, then I'm aware. I guess I pointed out in one of the videos to check if I'm aware that I'm aware. So if I'm aware that I'm aware, I'm aware. So that's the continuous state of being aware. That is what I'm going for. But if I'm going for it, I'm not there, because you are pointing from A to B, but you are supposed to be already B. So that without delusion, can I be aware? That's the kind of state, and more constant state of being aware seems to be the point that Nisargadatta is talking about. So what does that mean? I think I'll keep on going in this path. As soon as I know I'm aware, I can be aware. So I should be, and I will be, and I stay maintaining that state of awareness wherever I go, whatever the situation I am, and have that as the core foundation, the source connected and being with me constantly. But because of the mind, since I have mind, I may lose that. Because when I get into tax filing or some important matters, so I'm off, but I'm off enough, then I notice I'm off because my inner energy sensation, waku waku, start to go down. The battery goes down. And then I notice it. And then look outside, look inside, look up the sky and the blue sky, and I meet God, connected with a sense of being aware. Whether you use the term God or not, it's not important. It's the connection and openness and transparency and the sense of transcendence. And that's the point. So I go back and forth, but with the source being with me, I can do that. There are some delays back and forth because I may be trapped for a longer time. Then I accept that. And that's what Saichi Myokonin talked about. Thank you for not letting me forget the delusion. Because of the delusion and realization, he appreciated. So I mentioned about Nisargadatta's expression in his quote, but it reminded me of Saichi talking about the delusion and thankful for the delusion to appreciate that he can connect to Amida Buddha, which is the same as I am that. Also, the Ryokan's comment on transparency indicate that when he melts into nature, he feels the whole body transparent. So these are the pointers I sense Saichi, Ryokan, Nisargadatta, and many others, Tolly, Ramana Maharishi, all Brother Lawrence too. Many of them that they studied and explored and connected to their saying. So let me just finish with that. My journey continues. When I'm off, I realize I'm off. When I'm unaware, then I realize unaware. There's a time difference and a gap in between, but there is that the biological process as if the neuron connection may take time because of some habitual pattern, and maybe there's a blockage that I can still process, work on it. But the fact, if I'm aware that I'm not aware, it's not a bad thing. It is a good thing as a path into what I call the new hero's journey. Nothing to be depressed because that's against being aware. And that's as simple as that. So let's take all of that or any of that, depending upon the situation. Our mind may occupy us, but the point of this journey is to be aware. Nothing but that. And there's no sorrow so far as we become aware of that awareness or unawareness. And let us be sincere and truthful as much as we can. And if we realize that we are off, that's because we are human beings with a mind, and just be aware of it. I think I can stop here, such as my summary of where I am, and I keep living this way with awareness that I can bring into my life and the source, foundation, the principal way of me keep moving on this new hero's journey going forward from moment to moment.